Hey yo yo.
Back, Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Alright, man. Let's get it.
Recorded.
Yeah. Welcome to the return. Happy Colonizers Day.
Right.
Happy Colonizers Day, man. How was your day?
It was good, man. I ate pretty well, obviously. Went to 2 different dinners.
That's what my brother does. Like my brother's always shows up. My brother always shows up to our Thanksgiving, and he's just like already
Stuffed.
and it's like he shows up, and then we're all starving and waiting for him to get there.
Oh, y'all wait?
Yeah,
Shit.
and he always rolls in off of 2 meals already.
Y'all, man, I wish my family was like that. They don't give a fuck, bro. They will not wait for you no matter what.
We used to wait. We always wait for everybody to get there that's supposed to get there, and that's why I got like the reputation of like sneaking, grabbing pieces of food all the time.
So so my dad's side of the family, they are notoriously, CP time super late, and I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm moving my other dinner earlier, so I can, because they start at the same time.
Okay.
So like I already know y'all gonna be late as hell, so I'm gonna move the other dinner earlier so I can get to my dad's side of the family, and
right.
Y'all will be late and it'll be fine. Bro, why these niggas was on time for the first time ever? For the first time in 700 years, they were on time.
I remember when I was a kid, dinner used to start at 6 when I was a kid, right? Bro, I promise you, it would be times. Actually, dinner really started at like 4, and we wouldn't eat till like 6:30.
Man, look, I had
because they'd be waiting for everybody to get there. And
what?
then,
bro, waiting? Hell no, dog.
It's crazy, and it's like, bro.
Look, bro. So I had a so I'm an adult now, as we all are. And your conversations with your aunts and aunties, they kind of change a little bit as you get older. And I was like, all right, I'm tired of like doing this song and dance where I have to like, because I would usually go to this one, to my dad's side of the family's, theirs early, with the I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, with the expectation that they might start kind of on time, and then I can go to my other dinner and get there late. But I was like, all right, I'm going to switch it up here. I'm gonna try to figure out how to make both of these work. And so the one time where I make different plans, they decide to go into fucking super turbo mode and get everything.
And actually do everything.
So then I was like, all right, auntie, listen. I'm going to insist that we start at 5:00 next year.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, I don't know, baby, because we kind of 5:00 we be starting till 7. And I was like, no, auntie, like I'm not, like I'm insisting. We kind of are the ones that are taking over and making decisions for the family now. So like, it's gonna be at 5, right? Like that's what we're doing. It's at 5. So we're gonna take care of you. If you need a ride, we'll come get you.
Right.
But we're doing it at 5.
5:00.
Full stop. So
Not sitting at the kiddie table anymore.
Nah. We cooked. Like, my cousin Hassan flat out cooked. Like, you remember Hassan?
No, we cooked.
He cooked like half the dishes. Like, starting when the fuck I want to start now.
If you cook, you got it. You making all the decisions, man.
Shout out to the OGs. It takes them a minute to realize that their progeny.
That the torch has been passed.
Yeah, like, this isn't a suggestion. We're kind of changing it now. Here are the new rules.
What we're doing.
Yeah. With all due respect and love, of course, but I see y'all at 5:00 next year, next Colonizer's Day.
Boom! All right, man. If you're making a Thanksgiving dream plate and you can put 5 things on it and 1 thing can be dessert, what's on your plate?
All right, bro. First things first. Turkey, get the fuck out of here. Bro, turkey is so overrated.
Bro, so the Vikings played. Shout out to my Vikings. They won on Thanksgiving against the Patriots. That was awesome. At the end of the game, they get the turkey legs.
Oh,
the turkey was so dry, bro. Adam Thielen straight up spit it out on camera.
Bro, that turkey, and it was probably sitting out there. It was probably just sitting there for hours, dog.
The whole game.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, no turkey. Mac and cheese, number 1, easily.
Oh, number 1, first round draft pick, macaroni and cheese.
First overall pick, mac and cheese.
And you know what I love about like black families macaroni and cheese? Like, we don't do nothing weird with it. You don't gotta put no onions in it. You don't gotta put gotta put no weird stuff in it. Just
wow. Oh wait.
Macaroni and cheese.
You know what I did discover though? This was a being poor experiment. Because we both came from relatively middle class households. We wasn't never poor growing up, but I did experience poverty as a young adult, right? Mm-hmm. When you go off on your own.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, what's happening here? So I accidentally tripped and fell and made mac and cheese with chorizo in it.
Oh, it was fire.
Pretty good.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not bad. Anyways,
mac and cheese got a top. The top when the top part is nice and nice and crisp,
baked. A little burnt part.
Yeah, burnt a little bit.
Not a big fan of the breadcrumbs that people put over the top of it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Don't do nothing weird.
You don't need to do that. So mac and cheese, number 1. I would got to get some greens in there. I'm gonna go with the either kale or collards are my favorites. Kale is a little bit more bitter. Collards, you know how black folks put everything in it. Kind of makes it not healthy anymore, but it is still greens.
Right, you be getting it. You be seeing bacon in there.
Right, like literally for all my all of our white fans, SwordCast fam, like black folks have found a way to put bacon,
literally bacon
wrapped kale.
This is not a joke.
Like, big chunks of like ham in that motherfucker.
So I don't eat like pork and stuff. So I'm sitting up here every Thanksgiving. I'm getting greens and I be having to I'll be like,
right, come on,
why is there bacon in here, dog? Like, what are y'all doing?
All right, man. So here's a for my third pick. Here, this is a little bit of an underrated Colonizer's Day treat here. Rolls, but not regular rolls. Pretzel rolls.
Oh, I haven't had those.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Pretzel rolls, number 3.
Got it.
Number 4. What am I missing? Give me a ham, but not a like honey glazed ham. I prefer just the straight up like savory ham.
Okay.
But I think Thanksgiving ham is better than turkey for sure. And then finally, this is something that's unique. Actually, we had 2 things that were unique to both family dinners that I had. One, so I'm gonna put this together as like a bonus meat. Okay. Right? So you got salmon. We had salmon in one dinner, which was
that's fire.
Super
oh my
fire.
Gosh, I wish we had that.
My cousin Will, shout out to Will, just got out the joint. He made beef rib brisket.
That sounds good.
Fucking amazing, bro.
Let's go. I like it. All right. And what dessert? If you pick one dessert, what are you throwing on there?
I'm not a super big. I'm not really into desserts like that in general. If I had to pick one, it would probably be sweet potato pie, just because
black classic.
Yeah. But I often I haven't really had sweet potato pie in a while. Like if somebody feeds it to me, hey, here, I'll have some, but I'm not about to go get it or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Boom. I like it. All right, here we go. My Thanksgiving, my draft, my Thanksgiving play. So my number one pick is actually going to be turkey, but the way that my family does it, my mom and my family grills the turkey, and it is so good. So I'm gonna go turkey. Next, I'm gonna go macaroni and cheese.
Go.
Then I'm gonna go collard greens.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm going to go. So my mom does these muffins, but they're like the little fruit muffins.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, going with the fruit muffins. Number 4. And then for the 5, I'm going to go with my dessert, which is banana pudding.
Okay.
That's my thing. Love banana pudding with vanilla wafers in it. My mom makes it really good. My Auntie Pam, best banana pudding of all time.
Boom.
That's my play every year. That's what my play looks like. Of big giant block of macaroni and cheese.
Right, a brick of macaroni and cheese, bro.
A brick of macaroni and cheese
with like right angles and everything. Look like it's a portion from Minecraft, dog.
And like I said, like my family's turkey, my mom and pop, the way they do it, incredible. So I got a bunch of turkey, like embarrassing pile of turkey.
White or dark meat?
White meat.
Wow, underrated.
It's so good, bro. The way that
I was not expecting that, bro.
The way that they do this turkey,
you got to be really careful with turkey. White meat, for it not to be bone ass dry.
Yeah, and but they grill it and it's juicy, bro. It's seriously
all right.
I've never had because I don't like turkey like that on Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah.
I only eat my parents' turkey on Thanksgiving. I don't eat turkey.
I'll eat a turkey wing. Turkey wings I like.
Yeah.
But turkey white meat it's gonna have to really be slapping.
And it's the best ever because I don't even eat turkey at other people's houses. So, boom. So I got a brick of macaroni and cheese, turkey, a whole big tong, strong like a tong squeeze of collard greens. Okay, got my fruit muffins, maybe 2 of them. Some banana pudding over here. So that's me. Boom. All right, man. Real quick wrestling recap. It's been a minute since we last, did an episode. AEW Full Gear. It was a good show, man. The lead is back.
Yes, sir.
The lead is back. All is right within AEW. That match was fire against the Lucha Bros. But I have to say, man, I have been calling for this girl to win the women's championship for so long. I think she's been the most over female in the company for literally almost this entire year, and that's Jamie Hayter. And I think that we can say that Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm was probably the best women's match in AEW history.
It was really good.
The finish was really good. I do recall, what was it? Was it Sheeta versus Thunder Rosa?
That was a good one.
That was fire. Then we had Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker in that lights out match.
That was good.
That was good. But I think this, as far as just like the full match and like from a technical standpoint, slapped. It really changed. That match changed because I don't know if you saw, but Jamie Hayter kind of popped Toni Storm in the nose.
Yeah,
and
I saw
legit, looked like she might have messed her nose up. And then it was a little more fire in the match from that point on. But Jamie Hayter's she's a beast, man.
Speaking of which, did you remember that match with Athena and that some other girl, and everybody was talking about it because they were saying Athena
saying that she was being
being an asshole.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, if y'all don't I'm not trying to hear nothing. Y'all know how I feel about black women in wrestling. I'm not trying to hear no slander.
Not trying to hear it.
Athena was doing heel work,
playing the heel role,
right?
But she was just on Rampage calling out Mercedes Martinez. So I don't think she's getting any.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, she's dope. I think she's really dope. And then of course the big thing. Well, Jungle Boy beat Luchasaurus. That match was dope.
That was a good match.
But the big thing from Chris Jericho won the 4-way match for the Ring of Honor title, which I'm so tired of him anyway. Yeah. But why are people still sing this song? I'm so tired of that song. But yeah, then we saw. I think we all saw Swerve and Keith Lee were gonna have their differences somewhere.
Bro, who would have guessed 2 years ago that the Acclaim would be like the most over act in like wrestling.
It's crazy because like we talked about it before. They really kind of came in and like stole Private Party spot straight up.
But I think they were more ready than Private Party was. Though.
No, they were because I think Private Parties is more exciting on the wrestling side.
They're definitely better technical wrestlers.
Yeah, but
they're more like high fly, exciting.
Yeah. And they just kind of.
But it ain't like. But those other two cats can wrestle too.
No, they can.
Castor and
Bones. Yeah, they're both. They can go for sure. So, but yeah, that match is good. And then, of course, obviously the big thing: MJF winning the title, Regal turning on Moxley, and MJF winning the title. How do you feel about that? I mean, I know you have literally called this for years.
Yeah, from day one. Yeah, we all saw this coming.
I think that we all saw this coming. I don't know if I think because I've MJF has grown on me a lot, but I just don't care that much. But I do think that what I'm hoping, so they're already starting off on the right foot. Ricky Starks won the tournament, so now we're going to get MJF versus Ricky Starks. What I'm hoping is that this title run is kind of like for those, this is like the AEW guys title run. So like I want to see MJF versus Ricky Starks. I want to see MJF versus Jungle Boy. I want to see MJF versus Darby Allin. I want to see MJF versus Sammy Guevara. I want to see MJF versus the young AEW guys.
I think that's what's going to happen.
And I think if they do it like that, I'm totally here for it, and it would be fire.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's gonna hold the title for a minute. He's probably gonna have it for close to a year. I think. I think he's done a lot over this past 6 months or so after the whole pipe bomb thing, or whatever you want to call it.
Fire me, you.
He's done a lot of work, and he looks great. His body looks better. He's been good in the ring. I kind of like the swerve of like, hey, I'm gonna be the good guy heel and like still be an asshole, but I'm gonna wrestle and be like, nah, like I can do that, but I'm still gonna fuck around a little bit. Like I think, is it my favorite angle? No, but I think it's on brand for his character.
Yeah,
because he's kind of proven all the stuff that he's needed to prove in terms of like he's got the talent. He's got the mic talent, but he's also got like the look and the charisma and the in-ring work to be a believable champion. Like he's proven all that. So now he gets to go back to the thing that made him famous, which was just being a holy hell of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious about the William Regal thing, though. I did like that. I liked early in that Moxley versus MJF beef.
Oh yeah, when they had Regal had that,
come out,
yeah,
I thought that was dope.
Regal was kind of serving him on the mic.
He was, and that was like, that's interesting. Like that's interesting, that relationship there. So I don't know if I like it yet, but I think there's a lot to explore with that relationship of how. Like, and I don't really remember William Regal all that much when he was a wrestler. I don't remember if he was. I know he was a great technical wrestler.
Oh, nah, he was dope. I remember when he was in WCW, he was Lord Steven Regal.
But
he was,
I remember he was good, but I don't remember was he like a great microphone guy like that.
He didn't really get on the mic too much. He was kind of like the technical guy, but he was always really good though. I always liked him.
Well, it'd just be interesting to see like what that relationship is going to look like. So I'm there's enough there. Like I would have liked it better personally if he just beat Moxley. We all knew he was going to beat Moxley. Like that was a foregone conclusion.
But like a clean.
If he had to just beat him fair and square, that'd have been like, he about to really beat a man. Like, interesting.
But we all know he's here to be the heel, and we're gonna hate him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that way, when he does, I think when he loses the title, it's gonna be the most like gratifying thing for the fans because they're gonna make us hate him
for sure.
More,
and now my original theory, and I think I might be a little bit premature because they haven't built him up quite enough yet. But my original theory for the guy who was gonna dethrone him was gonna be Jungle Boy.
I would love that.
It would be amazing, but I think
what they're going to do,
he needs a bit more work. He just needs to be built up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that what's going to happen is he's going to probably beat all these younger AEW guys, and then the person that beats him is going to be like a Danielson or
you know what I'm
that's
saying, a really good that's a really good alternative,
almost like
like putting him in his place a little bit.
Rest of the
Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So
that'd be dope.
I'd be down for that. Boom, there we go. All right, man, let's go. Last week we got a couple different lists on this episode because we're celebrating something very emotional here towards the end. But last week we did our top 10 definitive fighting game characters list, and y'all did a good job, man. Shout out to the homie Doc Illingsworth of Legends.
Yes, sir.
He was on the show. His list was fire as well. And now we're gonna give you guys our personal top 10 favorite fighting game characters lists. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right. I don't remember what my honorable mentions were at this point, so I'm gonna just jump right into the list. Y'all already know how I feel about capoeira. It's one of my favorite fighting forms.
Hey.
So my number 10 spot is not who you think it is.
Oh, I know who it is.
Elena.
Yes, from Street Fighter
Third Strike.
Ooh.
As far as I'm aware, I believe she is the first person to use capoeira in any fighting game.
Love it. Hey, and she is.
Wait, unless Tekken 3 predated Third Strike. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Bro, Elena from Third Strike. Mm-hmm. And it looks so cool in 2D.
Bro. The sprites
are
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's kind of. That's a really good one, man. I don't know. Like, is she kind of sweeter than Eddie?
In terms of like the
sprites, like seeing the Jenga in 2D is.
I think she's smarter. I think she is doper than than Tekken 3 Eddie, but Tekken like 7 Eddie, that nigga got some tech now, bro. They went and got Lateef Crowder and was like, all right, bro, come on with it. And bro, Tekken Eddie in Tekken 7
Third Strike, bro. That's such a good pick.
Eddie in Tekken 7 is the greatest capoeirista of all time, like bar none. Like can't nobody fuck with him ever. Like he's the fucking god capoeira guy. But
Third Strike is such a good game.
She was introduced in 1997. Eddie Gordo.
Tekken 3 came out in 96, I think, so it might have predated it.
Released to arcades in 1997. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Came down to the wire. Somebody do some research to figure out which one actually debuted first, but they both were 1997. So yeah, Elena, number... and obviously she was the first person I played with, even before Ken.
Yeah, she's fire.
Yeah, super, super dope character.
She's from Africa too, right?
From specifically from Kenya. Which was an interest. There would be no real reason that she would there's no real connection between Kenya and capoeira. It's a Brazilian Angolan thing, not necessarily East African, but whatever.
Right.
I'll allow it.
But she almost looks Brazilian though.
Speaking of people who look Brazilian, number 9, Sean.
Hey.
Also from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Look, bro, Sean is
fire. Man, I love that.
Dog,
I love it.
I am so disappointed on the character arc of Sean, bro. Like, I really thought, and I think this was intentional. I thought they created him to be like the new hip, like, protege for Ken. I mean, he was a protege for Ken. It was, and I got the impression that initially they were going to do something like Sakura, Sean, and then Yin and Yang, as like the new guard of like
that would have been
the guys,
really, really, really dope.
And so they've kind of revisited that idea, but they got the corniest motherfucker ever to replace Sean and Luke from Street Fighter 5 and 6. He's just a general like white blonde,
he's just
MMA,
just generic,
all American. Like who that guy?
We didn't need that.
No, bro. Sean was dope. Sean was Afro, Japanese, Brazilian.
Shoot a jumper on you.
Right, with locks.
Yeah, man.
And play ball.
Come on, bro.
And literally, like, his taunt was that he would shoot a bloody jumper at you. So dope, man. And he wasn't like top tier or nothing, but he wasn't weak. Like, he was good.
He was good.
He was good in the game.
He was good.
Hey, bro, Ken went to Rio de Janeiro and found a high upside black basketball player. Was like, yo, come here, bro. Let me teach you some karate, dog.
Let me teach you some martial arts with
that athleticism. And Ken was like, holy shit, this motherfucker be a beast. So, bro, bring back Sean, man. Resurrect Sean, dog. That guy needs to. I was happy to see him make a slight appearance in Street Fighter 5, but He needs to be in Street Fighter 6.
He does.
Number 8, or that was number 9, Sean. Number 8, let's see. From Tekken 3 and up, Hir-O.
Hey, Taekwondo.
Legit, man. His Taekwondo tech, especially in Tekken 3, was so. There's a lot of crossover between Tang Sudo, Karate, and Taekwondo. A lot of shared moves. And I remember watching like his victory pose. He was doing like a kata that I knew. Like I recognized it.
That was like what was really dope about Tekken was
man
the details of all the different styles, and they're so spot on and realistic.
Yeah. I mean, he is, and he's just a cool ass character. Like the design is dope. They make him a nice like rival to Jin.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's able to keep up with Devil Jin and he's just a regular
dude.
That means that he's the nastiest. Like that dude is like legit, borderline super powered in terms of how skilled he is. So shout out to
it's a good one, man. Your list, this is fire so far.
Number 7. I know I don't necessarily give this game a lot of love, but I do love this character, Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Sub-Zero.
If I had to put an honorable mention, it would probably be Scorpion. I'll put him in. He grew on me. I used to hate Scorpion because you know how like when you're a little kid, like you swear by the one person.
You have to align yourself with one.
And you don't fuck with the rival at all.
Both. Yeah.
Nah, I was all team Sub-Zero. I hated Scorpion. But Scorpion's story is cool.
It's
like
really
they
good.
both have really cool stories.
Yeah.
And I think I came around to both of them when I realized that they were both kind of the good guy and they both were just being like manipulated.
By Quan Chi.
Yeah.
Quan Chi.
So shout out to Sub-Zero. Particularly Bi-Han is actually
the original.
I like them both. I didn't like the
white Sub-Zero.
Yeah, bro.
From Mortal Kombat 3.
Sam Zero. Sam Zero, dog. Bro, that nigga was from White Plains, New York. Nigga.
Man, this is from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Right, nigga was from Schenectady,
Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Right, nah. But I mean, I liked him later on. But when they first introduced
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that version, the early Kuai Lang, I was not feeling.
Yeah, but they kind of fixed it.
They did.
I think they definitely realized like the error of their ways.
Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. My bad.
Whoops! Accidentally made a white guy with a comb over. Sorry about that.
But yeah, I would my preference would be Bi-Han because also Noob Saibot is a fucking cold ass character. Also,
super dope character.
So.
Boom. See, guys, we respect Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we actually know a ton about Mortal Kombat lore. It's just the game.
The gameplay
is
it's
whack.
Not even the game. It's just the gameplay.
Yeah. All right, man. Back to Capoeira number 6, Eddie Gordo.
Let's go.
Shout out to Lateef Crowder, the
a lot
GOAT.
Of brown folks on here. Love it.
Man. Oh, you already know, bro. You already know. Eddie Gordo, bro. I mean, look, man, when I first started learning, I was introduced to capoeira through my karate instructor, and then I was introduced to the movie Only the Strong, and then I was introduced to Eddie Gordo all in like the same summer.
So that's like life changing.
I was like, oh, dog, I only care about capoeira now. That's it. That's the only thing I care about.
And I think it's really dope that like how we kind of crowned Eddie as the best beginner character of all time.
Yeah.
Which he is. You
For
know
sure.
What I'm saying? So that's really dope.
Yeah. But he's gotten a lot of upgrades in terms of like not just being a button masher character in Tekken 8, Tekken 7.
He reminds me of Maxi from Soul Calibur because there's definitely you literally have to play with a rhythm. Like when you're, you know what I'm saying? There's a rhythm to playing with him now. And,
for sure.
And because you can easily get yourself, you know what I'm saying? You can get yourself in trouble.
All right, man. Number 5. I had to make some sacrifices here because I couldn't decide between 3 different Bruce Lee.
I had the same problem. So there's 4 that I really like. So
yeah.
Problem.
So in terms of Tekken, you had Martial Law and Forest Law. I honestly really like Forest Law, bro.
He was dope, man.
I wonder why they didn't.
Why they stopped.
Yeah, like Martial Law obviously dope too, but they brought that weird ass mustache in, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing, man? I thought Forest Law was super cool, man.
It was.
So I couldn't decide between Forest Law or Martial Law, but the good news is there's somebody better. Shout out to Fei Long from Street Fighter 2. Fei Long was he would have been at the top spot on this list if he had asked me this in high school. Fei Long was my favorite character.
Love him.
I mean, because in terms of like the fight, as well as you can approximate in a 2D game, I mean, forest law and martial law have obviously become exactly Jeet Kune Do, like down to the T. But at the time, the Rakata Kin, that like punch combo that he had, the like, I forget what the dragon kick.
The fire kick.
Yeah, man.
So dope, man.
When he caught Ryu with that in the Street Fighter.
He had the wide leg.
Yeah, bro. His story was literally bite for bite the same as
Fei Long is Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
like he's literally the actor. He's literally Bruce Lee.
Yeah, movie star, everything, bro.
Yes.
And he was, bro, super.
My man's left a movie to go fight.
Right, to go scrap a Ryu. and low key beat his ass, kind of. He got caught slipping, but he was whooping his ass at first.
He still left shooting a movie to go have a real fight,
right,
with a karate legend.
Yes, and also super duper random little known fact, bro. Voice of Fei Long in that movie, Bryan Cranston, dog.
I did not know that.
Of Breaking Bad lore. Bryan Cranston.
That's crazy.
Voice Fei Long in the Street Fighter 2.
Super random.
Bro.
Oh my God.
And also Bryan Cranston was like he used to voice a lot of the Power Rangers.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was like, he'd been around in the background for a long time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Shout out to Bryan Cranston. Shout out to Fei Long.
Bryan Cranston. Kind of a legend.
A nerd legend for sure.
Oh man, he was also the dad on Malcolm in the Middle.
Yep.
I love that show.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite shows ever.
All right, man. Number 4. This might surprise some folks because I've criticized him in the past, but just in terms of longevity and like the way that he's influenced the culture, you can't put a list out of favorite fighting game characters without the original Karate Hobo. Hey, bro, all Ryu want to do is scrap, bro.
That's all he wants to do, man. Karate Hobo. Gym bag, no shoes.
Same gi he been wearing for 30 years.
Wearing the same gi. And I love the way that they've started to. I see one of my favorite things about Street Fighter is how the characters are starting to age.
Yeah.
And I love how his appearance is just becoming more and more detached from.
Bro, he's like a straight up monk now. In Street Fighter 6, he's like he's got like the beads.
Yeah,
he's got the Goken Akuma beads.
I really love that.
I've achieved one because I think by this point in the story, he's defeated the Dark Hado. Like he's not corrupted by it anymore.
Yes.
So he's just kind of like, bro, like I've achieved Nirvana out here, bro. I'm just trying to listen to the birds chirp and practice my forms. And I'm about to hit you 3 times with this Shin Shoryuken. Hit you in the chin and basically knock your head off. Bro, you know how much life that shit used to take up, dog?
Oh man.
He used to hit like a fucking truck. Right.
Dog.
Shoryuken. God damn it. Number 3. The Murder Monk.
Hey,
Fang Wei.
That's your guy.
That is my Tekken main. Oh, another shout out to Leroy Smith.
Dog.
If I had more time with him, he probably would have taken over as my main.
Same here.
Because I really got pretty good with him. But man, when it comes to Tekken, my favorite character to play with, easily Fang Wei, the Murder Monk.
Fang Wei hits like a truck.
And he's fast.
He's
fast. He got crazy combos. Like to me, I don't know where he ranks. I know he's usually pretty high tier, but to me, like he is got very, very few weaknesses in terms of his approach. His story isn't really much to write home about. He's just insane. He's literally just a Shaolin monk that's just nuts and killed everybody in his temple and just wants to fight. But in terms of the scrapping, bro. And I love the movements of Shaolin Kung Fu. Like
me too.
They're very like
I love it. So cool.
They're very dramatic and very methodical. And he like the dramatic head turns and you know what I'm saying as you check your surroundings. So I'm a big fan of that fighting style and a big fan of him because he hits like a truck. And that motherfucker. He also has a suit for some reason. His alternative costume is just like a suit with a fedora hat for some reason. Not sure what that's about. But yeah, shout out to the Murder Monk.
Oh man.
And then Number 2, of course. Number 1 and number 2 should be obvious if you know me, but in terms of the order, might be surprising. Number 2, Ken Masters.
Oh, I thought it would be the other way around.
Yeah, Ken Masters, number 2. He is half Japanese, half American, rich apparently, and is the heavyweight champ, bro. Like, that nigga got the belt. Well, he had it for a while. I think he lost to, or he like had to vacate it or something like that. But he's like a 5-time U.S. champ, bro. They got the strap. And was flat out better than Ryu for most of their childhood.
Hey, man.
The red headband that Ryu wears was Ken's headband at first, but Ken gave it to Ryu after he promptly whooped his ass and said, "Hey, cover yourself up. You're bleeding on the count of me punching you in the eye. Here's this headband." It's canon. Happened in the movie. Watch it. And whether or not Ken was ever surpassed by Ryu is a matter of opinion. I think canonically they want you to believe that Ryu is slightly stronger, but we all everybody who was black in the 90s fuck with Ken for some reason, because that nigga was fast and red and fire,
and he was just
had some attitude,
had a little flair to him.
I feel like if you liked Ken, you also liked Sonic for the same reasons,
bruh. That comparison though to those two is super accurate.
Just 90s attitude, bro.
Yeah, 90s
Sega, right?
The Sega scream.
And bro, one of the greatest anime ass whoopings ever is Violent Ken versus Ryu in the Street Fighter 2 movie. He had him up against that brick wall and was absolutely got to beating the brakes off that motherfucker, bro. Rocking his shit. It was crazy. Ryu didn't have no answer for him.
Oh man, yeah, that was an ugly whooping there.
Yep. And then number 1, bro, the demon himself, Shush. You know what I'm saying?
Terrifying.
Raging demon, dog. Terrifying.
Dog, when he's like, he was so huge.
Yeah. Oh my god, in Street Fighter Alpha, he was just like 12 feet tall.
Bro, oh my god, it was horrifying.
Bro, he had the dog. Has there ever been a colder appearance in an anime without a punch thrown at all? He just showed up and just like,
and it was horrifying.
And just like powered up on that nigga and somehow still and won the fight.
And it was scary.
It horrifying, just like breaking. He was kicking so fast and breaking all those wooden stakes, and you couldn't see what was happening.
Yeah.
And then he just flexed on him.
The master.
And told Ryu, he straight up told that nigga, like, bro, if you ain't come to scrap for real, take your weak ass home. Like, if you not coming to scrap with all of your powers with the Dark Hado, first of all, you not ready for this scrap. And second of all, don't insult me, bro. Like, I'm Makuma. Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't come.
I require your best.
Right. Like, if you're not coming loaded up, then take your ass home.
You'll die.
Get out of here. Interesting intimation that Ryu was his son. That was not canon, as far as I am aware.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it made sense.
Yep. So, boom, that's my list.
Nice.
Number 10, Elena. Number 9, Sean. Number 8, Harang. Number 7, Sub-Zero. Number 6, Eddie Gordo. Number 5, Fei Long. Number 4, Ryu. Number 3, Fang Wei. Number 2, Ken. Number 1, Akuma.
Nice. A lot of Street Fighter. I mean, 6 Street Fighter characters on there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I like Street Fighter. What do you want me to do? It's literally only Street Fighter, 1 Mortal Kombat, and Tekken. That's it.
Oh, man. Let's go. Boom. All right, man. Let's go. I got some honorable mentions, man. Some characters that I love that aren't on my list. I gotta give honorable mention to Sean from Street Fighter, Elena from Third Strike, Maxie from Soul Calibur, Chip Zanoof from Guilty Gear.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, Alex from Street Fighter. I love the wrestler characters. King from Tekken, Ibuki from Street Fighter.
Ibuki.
Martial Law, I love him. He almost made my list. Kenshi's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. He almost made my list. Love Charlie Nash as well. I used to call him Go Tanks because he had the Go Tanks jacket on him.
Bro, Charles Nash.
Yeah, man. Good characters, man. And then Martial Law. Shout out to Martial Law. But let's go. Let's get into this top 10. Coming in At number 10, on my favorite fighting game character list, Sonic Pura.
Right.
Gotta go with Guile.
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
Guile, man.
Colonel William Guile, nigga. United States Air Force or United States Army.
Fighting for justice and only justice.
Right,
dog. German suplex, flash
with
kick.
the bridge.
Love Guile, man. That's my guy. He was one. I think, honestly, Guile might be the first fighting game character that I got good with, like, because everyone, all my friends were playing. I love Ken and Ryu, but when everybody's playing, you always want to try to find that character that everybody's not using, and he was kind of my first.
He was next. It was Ken and Ryu, but then Guile was right there. He was right there.
He was kind of my guy when I was growing up playing Street Fighter. So shout out to Guile. Definitely spent a lot of time with him in my youth, and then obviously he was dope in the Street Fighter anime too. So shout out to Guile, man. That's my guy. Sonic Pura coming in at number 9. Let's go. My first. This was probably my first. Because I've said this before. When you're a kid, everybody's sexist. When you're a kid, you only got to pick the guys. But then we had Chun-Li. Chun-Li made you feel like it wasn't technically a combo, but doing the flash kicks made you feel like you might have learned how to do a combo or something. Yep. So shout out to Chun-Li, man. I love her new look in the Street Fighter 6 coming up. She's getting into her Queen Mother phase. Definitely the most iconic female fighting game character. I love Chun-Li.
No question. She don't even really have no competition either.
Nope. So shout out to Chun-Li coming in number 9. Coming in number 8. I'm going to go with my favorite Soul Calibur character, Xianghua. That's the girl. She uses the Chinese sword. You guys know I love that. Super dope, but again, a character that reminds me of Maxi and Eddie Gordo. There's a rhythm that you have to play with when you use her as well because of the way that she twirls the sword. Man, you already know how much I love Chinese swords, man. So she is my favorite Soul Calibur character all the way from Soul Calibur 1, man. So shout out to Xianghua. The new Soul Calibur game was good too, man. Like, Soul Calibur is a good game in general, so I gotta show some love to Soul Calibur. Coming in at number 7. This is kind of a deep one here. I like this pick here. Coming number 7, I'm going with Hayato Kanzaki from Star Gladiator, aka Plasma Sword on the Dreamcast. He was also in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
He almost made my list too.
Yeah, love him. He's one of my mains on Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Plasma Sword was awesome. I mean, I'm surprised that game. I mean, we know Dreamcast had a lot of titles that kind of went under the radar just because of the time that it came out in and got buried by PlayStation 2. But, bruh, Plasma Sword is literally it's like Star Wars and Street Fighter put together. Yep. It's amazing. I don't know if you remember hearing this. There was a rumor going around when we were kids that Hayato was a descendant of Ryu. Did you remember hearing that?
Yeah.
Because it takes place so far
in the future,
and there was a rumor that he was one of Ryu's future relatives. So that was really dope. But just awesome look. Sweet character, literally a space ninja lightsaber samurai. So, I mean, really dope. So shout out to Hayato.
I'm learning here that Charlie Nash was Guile's superior officer. I did not know that.
Oh wow, I knew they were best friends.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought Guile was the superior officer. Also, I think I did know this, but I had forgotten it. That Guile is Ken's brother-in-law.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Fire. A lot of good Street Fighter lore. They're coming in at number 6. Gonna get back to the Street Fighter love. I got Yun, Third Strike, man. That's my guy. Like you said, man, they should have did more with Yun and Yun, man. I really wish they did. Yun's my favorite. He just got the dopest look, man, with the the wushu outfit and then the baseball cap and the braided ponytail coming out the back.
He looked cool.
Oh man, he looks so cool. That's my guy. He's my favorite character in Third Strike. Shout out to Yun from Street Fighter Third Strike, man. Again, so many good characters in that game that they just did not build on like I think they should have.
For some reason, in my mind, I have this weird, like, somebody who remembers fighting games in the 90s, check me on this. I have this memory of Yun and Yang in some arcade version of Street Fighter 3 being like dual characters where you could only pick.
See, I feel like that was Alpha 3 in the arcade though, but I'm not sure because I remember Yun being in Alpha 3, but he's not in the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like if you play Alpha 3 on like Dreamcast, I feel like he's not in it.
I think what I'm describing is like you could it was like if you hold start you can pick one. You can
pick, yeah.
If you hold select or whatever you can pick the other, and like one of them could only punch and the other one could only kick.
Something like that.
For some reason I don't know if that was just like little kid memory, just being like whatever the fuck you remember, fuck you. I don't know, but I cannot shake that memory. I always when I think about them I remember that for some reason.
Right.
But you're right though; those two characters have been done a disservice. Like they should be the face of Street Fighter now.
They're so good. So they definitely should have did more of them. Like you said, there should have definitely been like the next generation of like Sean and Sakura and you know what I'm saying, and Yin and Yun. They had so many good.
The cat from Street Fighter 6 who does Jamie, I think is his name, who does drunken boxing. He is connected to Yun and Yang somehow.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what the relationship is, but he comes from that Jin, Chun-Li, Yin and Yang tree.
Yeah, so
Yun and Yang tree.
But here we go, man. Let's get into this top 5. Coming in at number 5 is all the Bruce Lee analog characters out there, man. My favorite, I gotta go with Fei Long from Street Fighter. I mean, like you said,
right,
just he is Bruce Lee, man. Like he is Bruce, movie star. You know what I'm saying? This character is literally Bruce Lee.
Yes.
So shout out to Fei Long, love him. My favorite of all the Bruce Lee analog characters. Coming in at number 4. Let's go, man. We got to get the Jackie Chan analog character on here. Lei Wulong from Tekken. My other Tekken main here. Spoiler alert. But shout out to Lei Wulong. He's one of my favorite Tekken characters, man. And I just love the you know, this is the Super Cop, man. We got the Bruce Lee characters, and this is one of very few Jackie Chan, you know, inspired characters that I know of in fighting games. Just all the different styles, the animal styles, the drunken fist, the wushu and everything, all the different styles. Like I learned how to play with Lei pretty early, man, when I was young, and it kind of, he's such a hard character to play with because his, you know, all the changing of styles and everything. So if you can learn how to play with him at a young age, like you'll be able to play, you know what I'm saying, a lot of other fighting games. So I love Lei Wulong, so shout out to him. One of my favorite characters ever. Boom. Coming in at number 3. Are you okay?
Hey.
Let's go, Terry Bogard. Let's go, man. 90s trucker hat, gloves for some reason, tight jeans, sneakers. I love Terry Bogard, man. Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, Garo, Mark of the Wolves, Capcom vs. SNK. This is my guy, Rising Taco. Just really dope, man. Love Terry. Always been one of my favorites. The Fatal Fury anime movie, dog, from the 90s. Loved it. Shout out to Terry. That's my guy. Shout out to Eric, man, the homie Handsome Bane. He is also a big Terry Bogard fan as well. So shout out to Terry, man. Boom. Also, Terry Bogard makes me, when I think of arcades and stuff in the 90s, for some reason he is the main person that I think of, because when I was a kid, I didn't own any of those games with him on it until like probably I had King of Fighters Dream Match when I was a kid on Dreamcast. That was probably the first game that I actually had where I could play with him. So I was always I learned about him strictly through the arcade scene. You know what I mean? When I was growing up. So
Yeah, those Neo Geo titles were hard to find back then. Man.
Yeah, so this is a character that I literally only played with when I went to arcade, so I always just kind of associate him with that whole scene and part of my life. So shout out to Terry. Coming in at number 2, let's go, man. The karate hobo himself.
Let's go, dog.
We just talked about Ryu and how dope it's been to see his character like age out and reach this ultimate phase of enlightenment and just being a master at what he does. Ryu, man, I mean, probably the most recognizable fighting game character, one of the most influential, universally, for the most part. I think he's pretty, he's one of those characters that's like universally respected. Like, people don't really hate him. He's not a hated character. A lot of people like and respect him. One of my favorites, man. Also the Street Fighter 2 anime. He's one of the, again, next to Guile, he's one of those first characters that I got really good with when I was growing up. So shout out to Ryu, man. Boom.
Shout out to Ryu.
Coming in at number 1, my favorite fighting game character of all time. Let's get weird. Yoshimitsu from Tekken. Let's go, man.
Number 1,
Yoshimitsu, man. This is a character that I tried for so many years to get good with because he is such a weird character. And I started to like him actually first on Soul Calibur, man. He was in the first Soul Calibur game. His story was super weird. He had the sword that was, that was stealing people's souls after, he killed them. And then, just all his different looks and as, as the Tekken games went on, I think my favorite look was, I want to say Tekken 3, where he had like the skull face and the samurai hat, the silver and the green sword. Man, such a dope look. But he's had some amazing looks, but that's my guy, man. I'm really, really, really good with Yoshimitsu on Tekken. He's my main always. And like I said, just weird. You know what I'm saying? Just a weird style, but definitely one of the dopest looking characters, and I think has some of the best, most confusing lore in the history of fighting games. But that's my guy, man. I love Yoshimitsu. Shout out to Yoshimitsu, number 1. That's my list. Number 10, Guile. Number 9, Chun-Li. Number 8, Xianghua from Soul Calibur. Number 7, Hayato Kanzaki. Number 6, Yun. Number 5, Fei Long. 4, Lei Wulong. 3, Terry Bogard. 2, Ryu. And number 1, Yoshimitsu from Tekken. Boom. All right, man. For time constraints, we're gonna save this second part of what I wanted to talk about, but we're not gonna elaborate on it till next time. But I just want to say, man, rest in peace to one of our childhood heroes, man, Jason David Frank. He played Tommy Oliver on Power Rangers, who was a huge inspiration for like pretty much anybody. Kid that grew up in the 90s that got into martial arts. Like, this was our guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And out of celebrity deaths can be a weird thing, but this one has really been sticking with me, just because, like I said, this is legit one of our guys right here. So I mean,
a hero to anyone who was a kid in the 90s. I mean, look, it wasn't necessarily Tommy directly, but like that era, the Power Rangers era, that's why I started doing martial arts.
Same here, and I think that's the same, and we'll elaborate on it further on the next episode. But I just think a lot of people, because we love Ninja Turtles, right? But Ninja Turtles is a thing that kind of bled into the 90s from the 80s.
From the 80s, yeah.
And like Power Rangers was our thing, and it was really something that had a huge impact on a lot of kids, especially once I got into martial arts. I mean, it was the show, it was the toys, it was the movie that came out in '95 was a huge deal. Bruh. Like, it was insane how big a deal that movie was.
I loved it. I'll watch that movie right now.
That's the holy grail of bad movies. Like I said all the time, it's like that movie's amazing. I love it so much. But yeah, man, shout out to Jason David Frank, man. Again, just one of the most inspirational, iconic characters of our youth, and somebody who, and like again, just that whole Power Rangers era really inspired us to get into martial arts, man, and everything. So we'll talk about it more, but just shout out to him, just true legend and icon, man. Boom. All right, man, let's go. We kind of skipped over it, so we had a shout out to homie Edmund. We had Edmund on when he talked about when he gave us what he was doing on Black Adam. Then we talked about Black Adam last week with the homie Doc, and now it's time to talk about Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. What did you think, man?
Thought it was great, man. I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really, really good. I'm not interested in the debate of whether it was better or worse than the original. I thought it was a worthy sequel. I thought that the score was better.
Was so good. Yeah. I agree with that too.
And I thought I thought that the fight scenes were better.
Great.
A lot less CGI.
And
it was a lot of now there was
a lot. I mean, in the moments where you needed it, obviously, right? Like
there was only one scene where I was like, okay, this y'all is a little bit too much CGI. It was when they were all, so obviously full spoilers. When they were on top of that boat and you had Ironheart flying around, I was like,
it was like a CGI fest.
I was like, okay, we got Mega Man and fucking Zero flying around and shit. But bro, the scrap between
Okoye and my man
Okoye and what is his name? I remember him from the comics. But I can't remember his name.
Very good, man. Very good.
And also the scrap between Namor and Shuri.
Fire.
Yeah.
I agree, man. It was great. I loved it so much. I really did love it. And like you said, man, I think we can enjoy it without trying to compare it to the first one. It's a completely different movie. But I will say this, absolutely loved it. Loved the story they told. They killed me with the Chadwick stuff, man.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was really hard, but it was tasteful. It was done in a really good way. Especially the ending part. I loved it, man. I did. I really loved it. I loved the way that they told the story with Namor. It was good stuff, man. Like, I really love this movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies for sure.
And also, shout out to this movie for getting Namor right, because I think a lot of folks, even though he is Marvel Comics' oldest character, he predates Marvel Comics, as a matter of fact, I think.
Yeah, because Submariner is similar to like Conan the Barbarian, those big giant. Remember, it was like the big wide like magazine looking books before Marvel.
He was created by whatever the company was that became Marvel. They created that character. It was off the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
I think because I think I know what you're talking about, because I think it's the same company that made Conan the Barbarian, and then it was Namor. There's a couple other characters too.
Fuck. Yeah. Anyways,
Sergeant Fury.
They get him right because even though he's super popular or he's super old, he's not like all necessarily at the beginning. He's not at the forefront of everyone's mind. Timely Comics. That's the name of that group. Okay. Timely Comics. But he is crazy powerful, bro. Yeah. Like they literally, I remember I said to someone as the movie was going, like, because I'm that asshole that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, actually,
and I was like, man, like in the comics, they're really getting him right. Like he's basically as strong as the Hulk, and M'Baku literally says that, like, he's as strong as the Hulk. Like he's an awesome character. Picked a great actor for him.
They did. Well. They did a great job with that. It's super interesting how they made it into like the, kind of the Mayan civilization thing. That was awesome. Also, I really liked the whole dynamic between Shuri. First of all, I loved how they introduced, I love how they're introducing the newer characters. Riri Williams. Loved it.
Yes.
I love that she goes to MIT, so I'm pretty sure that she'll have run in with Mary Jane from Spider-Man at some point, because remember they got into MIT as well. In the Spider-Man movie, Ironheart, awesome. My favorite part was the fight on the freeway, man, with Okoye and my man. I was waiting for that rematch the entire movie. That's all I wanted to see. So
bro, Okoye is
she's dope, dog. She's such a good character.
Look, bro, we might not agree on this, but I have to say for the record, like, it's been a lot of shit talking about like who's the most powerful this or that, most powerful woman character. In terms of like the ground level characters, bro, like, I'm sorry, Okoye beats the shit out of Black Widow. I
agree 100%.
Like, she would dog walk her ass.
She's
so
she's
cold,
such a
bro.
good character, man. Like,
oh
man, so good. Shout out to Okoye, man. Love the fight at the end. The fights.
Yeah.
The fights in this movie were great. I love them. Again, man, and I loved the relationship between Shuri. Well, not really the relationship, but just the dynamic between Shuri and M'Baku as well. Now, what I wanted to ask you was, because, okay, we know in the comic books, M'Baku's a villain, right? Man-ape.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen him be that villain character yet so much in the movies, you know what I'm saying? We've seen him be a little jealous of T'Challa, but we haven't really seen him be like that full villain character. Now, what I want to say is, when Shuri and M'Baku, they talked before they took on Namor and everything. Do you think that they made an agreement that Shuri would do this and then she would leave? She goes to visit. She goes and meets her brother's son and everything. Do you think that they had an agreement that she would do this, take care of this, and then she would be taking some time off? Therefore, the throne would be empty for M'Baku to come up and take over? Or do you think we're going to see a situation where we do finally get that man-ape character and Shuri's going to have to come back and kind of take the throne back from him?
I mean, I think he's going to challenge, because I kind of threw that in at the end as a joke. But I honestly don't. I think that they pivoted away from him as an enemy, I actually like that idea. I think the version of him as a villain you already got in the beginning. I think what they're gonna do, because, and this is a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, but I always thought it was kind of whack that all of Black Panther's villains in a comic were other Africans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really kind of whack. It would be whack to like create more division within this really awesome, powerful.
No, that's fact. That's facts. Like, why are we having division amongst each other when we're supposed to be this like powerful Black empire
nation, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we've got a permanent face turn from M'Baku. He had his little villain arc in the first quarter of the first movie, and now first half of the movie, and now I think he's turned face. Even with Nakia, right? Like, because she's a villain in the comic book. The character that she plays eventually becomes a villain. And I actually thought that her grief might have her turn heel. But now that they have her, obviously spoilers, as the mother of T'Challa's child, T'Challa Jr., T'Challa the second, whatever, I don't think she's going to be a villain either. I think they're going to punt. I think they're going to change the character and have her stay a hero. And if she does become a villain, it might be like a variant of hers that's a villain. You know?
Yeah.
Because Nakia in a comic is a like a love interest. Oops. Let me see. Oh, she's a mutant. I didn't know that. Anyways, they're gonna. Yeah, was a Dura Milaje, and then she opposes T'Challa. She teams up with Man-Ape, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Black Unity.
Boom. Shout out to Black Unity. Loved this movie. Definitely one of my absolute favorites Marvel films. Also, man, Nakia, she is also a really, really dope character as well, man.
Yeah.
I love her character. She's kind of like the spy, the Wakandan spy. Really, really, really dope. But yeah, man, before we get out of here, let's rank Phase 4 of Marvel. I can go first.
Okay.
There's 7 Phase 4 films. This is how I would rank them. At number 7 at the bottom, I would go with Eternals. I didn't hate the movie like a lot of other people did. My personal opinion of it was like, I was just kind of like, I just felt like the movie was like, for what? You know what I'm saying? That was just how I felt about it. I didn't think the movie was bad per se, but I just didn't really. I felt like it didn't really have a place, and they just kind of made it. Number 6, I'll go Black Widow. Again, another movie. I didn't hate it again, and I didn't hate the fact that Taskmaster is one of my favorite characters. Didn't hate the fact that Taskmaster was a girl, but hated the fact that Taskmaster was like a kind of a brain dead, like brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Like robot character kind of, and I just didn't like that because Taskmaster's got one of the coolest powers in all of Marvel. You know what I'm saying? So, but the movie had good fights. It had good action, and obviously we got the introduction of one of the best characters in Marvel, Elena, Black Widow's sister. She is so such a great character. So I think we need to give that movie props for that. So then after that, so number 5, I'll go with Multiverse of Madness. I know some people might think this is low for this. I like this movie, but I just was expecting a lot more from it.
Yep.
And just did not get it. I mean, obviously the pump fake with all the, the multiverse, Reed Richards and all that stuff. That was kind of a, I don't know how I felt about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, this movie just kind of, whatever. It upset me a little bit just because of how they did that.
Agreed.
And then coming in number 4, I would go with Thor: Love and Thunder. I actually kind of enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it was good.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I actually did. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. Flat out, just it was fun. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was just a fun movie, and I think, like I said before, I think for the first time they kind of nailed Thor's fighting style. For the first time, they have not done a good job with it up until this movie, in my opinion. So I thought that was dope. Number 3, I'll go with Spider-Man. Again, I kind of just another movie that I kind of expected more. But that doesn't mean it was bad. I think the obviously, the Green Goblin, was very good in this movie. The kind of the hallway fight scene between him and Peter was amazing. He was straight up. he was putting some hands on Peter. But yeah, it was cool. Again, another movie that I expected a lot more from. Wasn't crazy about it, but my top 2 I was crazy about. Number 2, I'm gonna go Wakanda Forever. We just talked about it. Absolutely loved it. And my favorite Phase 4 movie, of course, Shang-Chi. So that's how I would rank them right there.
Strong, bro. Mine is similar. My bad. All right. Yeah, mine is similar. I only one of these movies I straight up didn't like, and it was Black Widow. I didn't think we needed a Black Widow movie.
Nope. Neither did I.
Yeah.
But like I said, I have to give it a little bit of props just strictly for introducing one of the best characters that we have now.
Agreed. I think that I would have enjoyed it more though as a
show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So with that said though, I will have Eternals next, but it's not because I didn't like it. I liked it more than most people did. I wish they would have gone just a little bit further in terms of establishing some stuff. But there are other opportunities for it. So, but I liked it better than most people did. Next is Thor. I like that movie a lot. It wasn't quite as good as Thor 3, but it was still better than Thor 2 and 1. They both were trash.
And it was fun.
It was. Yeah. Spider-Man No Way Home is next. I thought, and this is from the bottom up, obviously. Just because I haven't been naming them.
Obviously.
I haven't been numbering them, so I didn't want people to be like, oh, what's this? I thought this movie was overrated. I thought it was good, but it was also like the nostalgia. It hit us right in the nostalgia balls, and we all fell for it. Like the movie itself, I just think
we talked about it though. Like it was a situation where we live in this time now where like everything is on the internet. So instead of us being like blown away, surprised, it was more like, oh, okay, like giving them props for not fumbling it.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's frustrating, bro. Like. They're really, and I'm sure they're doing it for a reason, but I hate how they're tippy-toeing around the multiverse stuff because everybody knows that we're all waiting for the X-Men, and it's like, bro, like stop fucking around, like, give us something, even if it's not gonna happen for 3 years. At least say something about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, they keep doing little things like saying Namor was a mutant and the little mutant drop and Miss Marvel, remember?
Yeah. Right. So it's like, man, I get it, but like, come on, bro. Like, I'm losing patience here.
Facts.
It's so for that same reason, Doctor Strange is next. I really expected. Although I did like this movie a lot, I liked it better than the first one, to be honest. But I wanted more, man. I wanted some definitive
that's
stuff.
Exactly how I felt about it. Like, it wasn't bad, but I just wanted more stuff.
Yeah, I wanted more sweaty. I wanted more cosmic. Also, by the way, Thor, I absolutely loved that they had Eternity in there, and it was like,
and the way that he looked was fantastic.
So
agreed.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I tend to not have like movies like Black Panther and Wakanda Forever are out for me personally, are sort of outside of they're outside of like what I would even really I'm not interested in criticizing these movies because they mean more to it than that. So for that reason, although Shang-Chi was absolutely brilliant, one of the best Marvel movies ever, I would have Wakanda rated high just for the sake of rating. I would rank Wakanda 1, Shang-Chi 2. But that isn't to say that Shang-Chi wasn't probably. It's still absolutely in my top 5. Absolutely blew me away. They got it right. They could have fucked it up easily, and they got it right. But Wakanda Forever just holding such a unique space for me and a lot of people like me. I'm not interested in the critiques of that film. So
boom. There we are, man. Thank you all for listening. We got to bounce. Hope you guys had a good holiday. And we will catch y'all next week. We'll be talking about some more Power Ranger stuff.
Yes, sir.
And we get y'all ready to enjoy these holidays, man. Thank y'all for listening. Vagabond EP out now. Go check it out. Go listen. Hey, man, I'm not like, one of these guys with 1 billion followers or anything, but, I have about 20,000 streams in the first week of that project being out. So that is, I love that. And I thank y'all for checking it out, man. So if you have not yet, go check it out. Hir-O's got 2 joints on there. He also mixed it. He also mastered it. He also recorded it. He's a master of the boards, man. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.